So I've talked about Joker 2 a couple times lately, and I felt like I should watch it because I was talking about it, And, it's weird. It's like I don't think as a movie, right? As a movie, I think it's really well made, If you were to divorce the whole Batman iconography from iconography? Fucking dummy. If you were to take all the Batman stuff out of it, which is like, what's the point anyway? Like, why are we even here talking about this? But if you were to remove all that, and he was just some crazy dude who dressed like a clown, I would have liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I was into the whole thing, even the ridiculous parts. I wasn't as bothered by the singing because he's supposed to be fucking crazy, The problem is, it was, along with its the prior film, was marketed as a Joker movie, a Batman movie, and this film kind of ruins the first one. It kind of casts the first one in like a consumer fraud kind of bracket, like a false advertising. If they knew the whole time that wasn't him, right? Then what was the point of any of this, What? And if he knew it wasn't going to be him anyway, then why put him in the world? Especially the first one. The first one is very clearly trying to make us think, or it's kind of evident that this is the Joker, Gotham City, Bruce Wayne's in it. His dad Thomas is a big part of the plot. Alfred, it's clearly, supposed to be. And I didn't have a problem with the age thing, because, I could... Joker really isn't supposed to be any age. I know people say he's supposed to be the same age as Batman, but I don't know. You think even to Batman 89, and fucking Keaton looked, anyway, a lot younger than Nicholson. I don't know if he was. But you look at the Arkham video game version of Joker, he's this old withered kind of guy. I don't think age really has any bearing on the Batman Joker relationship. I think that could have been fine. They weren't going to ever have to come to that point because it was supposed to be, left open. But, the shooting of the Waynes was in there. It was a Batman, it was Batman's world, With this new movie, it's like there's nothing in it from that except for Harvey Dent. And that the place is named Arkham Asylum, which is nothing like, it's just like a state mental hospital. One of the old school ones that I'm glad I started going in them when those places closed down, because I don't think I would have liked that. I've been in the modern psych wards, which are just wings of a regular hospital, which are really nice, real nice. You get, and you're free to walk around, basically. I mean, there's bars on the windows. If you can't go outside, everything's locked up, but when you're in the hospital, you're free to kind of move around. You can wear socks. There's always a kitchen that's open, full of ice cream. There's 2 different rec rooms, a giant, well, at least the ones I've been in were all like that. They're nice. But this is just like generic mental state hospital anywhere USA, from the early 80s. It doesn't have any of the kind of accoutrements of what we've come to know as Arkham Asylum, and the gothic. It's in name only, So aside from that, and the Dent thing, that's pretty much it. It's almost like they didn't want to bother with that stuff. And I guess he didn't have the answer to them at all on this one. And so they just, they didn't do any of it. So it's kind of it's already weird, because it's like, it's supposed to be, it's the same story, I guess. But it already feels kind of detached from it. And then, in the end, right, you find out, spoilers, that he was never the Joker anyway. So, why go through all that stuff in the prior movie? Like, why have all that stuff tie into the Batman. Like all that, going to visit him, his riot or whatever, his breakdown thing led to the killing of Bruce directly to Bruce's parents. Now you want to say there was another guy who came after that? Well, it just makes him lame because now he's just copying him. It's stupid. The whole thing is stupid. The whole thing is stupid. That's the stuff that I think make people hate it. And there absolutely was an intent behind it. The intent being, oh, no, not that science. You know, is that one of those things where, you know, Todd Phillips, who cries out as he strikes you, was probably embarrassed in front of all his blood-drinking friends that you know, he inadvertently made something people liked. And that's what it was. It was people who liked it. He has this idea that it was incels. Where are these incels? They must live in the same town as the white supremacists, because I don't see them, and I really don't think they exist. Maybe there's like some people like that. They make it seem like there's this incel army. What happened was the 4chan memes. They started making memes with Joker because it was funny. You know, the I'm gonna say the gamer word type of thing. And you know, so if you have 4chan memes about something, then that's absolutely terrible. You know, you can't have that. So he absolutely fucking set this thing up to shit on the people that liked it. It was an Alan Moore move. The way Alan Moore cries about Rorschach. It's like, well, if you didn't want us to like him, then why'd you make him so cool? I don't mean Joker, I mean Rorschach. You're not supposed to like Joker. I mean, I don't think anyone does. People liked the movie. They liked the story. No one was idolizing that guy. Even what the quote-unquote cooler Joker of regular Batman lore isn't someone that many people idolize, or why would you? I mean, these, you know, edgy drill rappers that maybe, but I mean, he's not a character that should invite any kind of adulation. He's a dog that needs to be put down, and that's it. But you know, Todd Phillips, he's got a lot of problems. Obviously, you know, you know, and I think I can't really explain why he probably does, because they still still being watched. So, but we all understand what the Todd Phillips problem is. I don't have to point that out. But yeah, so I think the reasons people don't like it is for all those things that really don't have a lot to do with the actual crafting of the film, because the acting was good. It was a little long, like not long. It was slow in the beginning, but I don't mind that kind of stuff. I don't mind slow burn movies. I have no problem with those kind of things. To me, it didn't feel like a slow burn. I mean, it kind of felt natural. That's the whole weird problem with this, is that the movie itself, I thought, was well made. But everything else about it is really horseshit. You know, like, I don't understand, like, it's just bizarre. It's bizarre. And people talk about, like, you know, oh, wasting all that money. No money's wasted. They don't care about money. These are the same people that print the money. They don't give a shit about money. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. And that's what they're doing. They're sending a message. You know, that's all Hollywood does now. They don't make things to entertain people. The Smith-Mundt Act, which Obama repealed years ago before he was out. I think he did it in like the second to last year he was in. Smith-Mundt was a law in place that made it so that you couldn't make propaganda into entertainment. And hang on a second, I'll finish that thought in a minute. I just gotta go see Nia. Yeah, so when Obama got rid of the Smith-Mundt Act, or repealed, what they call it, it was then legal for government to make propaganda disguised as entertainment. Now you might think, well, why do they even have a law like that? Like, if they can do anything they want, because there are spiritual rules to this stuff, this is still spiritual warfare. They have to put these laws in place because when they break them, you have to say something. And if you don't say anything, then they can go ahead and do it. It's the same thing. It's all the same thing. So what they've been making, in essence, since, I mean, we started seeing the movies post Smith-Munn repeal. We started seeing them around 2020. You know, they started working on them in 2016. That was kind of the 0 year when, because corporations, like big companies like Marvel, for instance, they're like a tanker at sea. They don't just, you can't switch and move. So 2016 seemed to be the 0 year because we saw it in comics and we saw it in a lot of other places, entertainment, and they'd probably been working toward it before that. So that's when the productions kind of started. So around 2020, post Endgame. It's funny, Endgame too, right? That whole movie with half the people from the world are going to vanish. Yeah, all right. It's all so tiresome. But yeah, so now we're seeing the fruits of that happening. So there's just no entertainment. There's just messaging. That's all it is. And what's annoying me about this movie is this group of too smart for you kind of people. Oh, you just didn't understand it. It's like, no, I do. I don't even know what to say to that. Especially when it's like a 95%er fucking goy slop enjoyer normie trying to tell me that I just didn't understand it. No, but I understand what a contrarian is and how they get their rocks off on trying to say it was too complex for you. I know what that is, and that's what you're being. Fucking gaslighting freak. So, yeah, there are people like that, and I fucking don't have time for that bullshit. But, yeah, so that movie, well made, right? But it sucks. It's not, the whole intent of it is bad. You know, it was made out of spite, really. And they made their own internal world make absolutely no sense. And it kind of breaks the first movie. So if you like that, you're an idiot. Which is what they're saying anyway. And yeah, that's it. People say, oh, Todd Phillips is going to end up in director. No, he won't. Don't care about that shit. It's not like the old Hollywood where, you know, with a facade of a for-profit industry had to be maintained. You know, well, the slaves will see this guy making 3 bad movies, and we're like, why do they let him make movies? So, you know, we have to, you know, they don't have to maintain that facade anymore. You know? I don't think they could anyway. With the disintegration of the veil, people's spiritual awareness on the upswing, they're not getting away with hiding much, and you know, we see it all. Some people, most people, see it all and just don't care. Or they just say, yeah, it's too bad. Is there a sports ball game on this weekend? Have you guys eaten yet? I think fucking Papa John's is still open. And that's our cross to bear. We happy few. 5%ers. So yeah, that I think covers that and pretty much settled science, I guess. So until next time, thanks for dropping in. Always nice to see you guys. And as always, don't blame the teacher, blame the school.